Owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese, biscuits, and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free, high-octane gas. Country Mart fueling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. Now, back to the show. Here is Clip.
All right, I'm ready for a noon kickoff so we can do an 8 a.m. Bud Light pregame tailgate and get some of those Country Mart cheese biscuits. That's what I'm really looking forward to. But East Carolina playing a bunch of 4 and 6 o'clock games, including this weekend against Liberty, 6 o'clock. So we'll be with you 2 o'clock on the Bud Light pregame tailgate, taking you up to kickoff after the game. The U.S. Sailor 5th quarter call-in show, taking your calls, myself and Holt Nailers. No Caden Norman this week, but Holt will be with us on Saturday night. We'll switch gears a little bit and talk some baseball now. DB still hanging out with us.
Sure am.
You tired yet?
Yeah.
You're usually a reliever coming in late. You are now going like 7 strong innings.
I haven't done 2.5 hours in a long time, but this is tough for
me. We'll try to go 15 or 20 with these ball players. We got Ethan Norby joining us. Ethan, welcome in, man.
How we doing?
We are doing great. We got the hair out.
Oh, yeah.
Good. Also, Colby. A lot of hair going on here. Colby Wallace as well. What's up, Colby?
What's up?
Good to see you. And gentlemen, want to talk about your off seasons and what's going on right now with fall ball. But I guess we'll start with the summer. So tell us what you did this summer, Colby. According to DB and everybody else, you had a pretty productive summer.
Yes, sir. It was a pretty good summer. I was mostly just trying to go out and get reps and just have fun while doing it.
I always heard that that's some of the most fun ball you can have. There's not a ton of pressure. You're just out there playing the game you love, trying to get the stats and trying to get the ABs, and it sounds like you were able to do that.
It was a great group of guys, so it was a lot of fun.
Where were you playing at?
I played third and first, and also
both.
I played Charlottesville.
Charlottesville. Okay, that's what I was asking.
Yeah,
but
I played
also
Charlottesville.
You were in the field as well.
Yeah.
Did you have a host family?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did. They were great.
I always like that. What's that experience like?
I honestly had no idea what it was going to be like, but it was really good. They had a little kid, so you just got to play around.
Yeah, you're like a big brother type
exactly.
of situation. Speaking of big brothers, you have one, Ethan. That we all
early and often. Let's get to Connor. Let's get to the real beat.
Ethan, tell us about your summer.
I was here all summer. Me and the coaches decided, it was best in my best interest to stay here and with the freshmen. Just training and getting back into the swing of things.
Is that because of the amount you threw as a freshman that maybe you didn't need to go out this summer and throw more?
Yeah, that had a lot to do with it. I'd never thrown that much in my life, so those last couple weeks of the season really put me in. But
I hear about the freshman wall in all sports, basketball, football, but certainly baseball as well. And when you hit that innings, you would feel it?
For sure. I think I did 18 innings in the last 2 weeks of the season. I was a little tired after that.
Yeah, you were fine.
Danny, what do you know about throwing a lot of innings?
Never heard of her.
So it sounds like, Colby playing summer ball and Ethan here, you can gain positives from each circumstance, right? Yeah. So were you around for the camps and stuff like that as well?
Yeah, I was. We had a lot of we had 3 camps, I think, this summer. Danny was here for a little bit, just having fun with the younger kids and teaching them about the game.
Danny, how about the growth we could see from a Colby Wallace and Ethan Norby going from year 1 to year 2? What do you remember? What was that, like 8 years ago for you? What do you remember about just being early on in your career and how you can get better?
No, both of these guys played a lot more than I did when I was a freshman. Obviously the progress that they're going to have from freshman to sophomore year is a lot just because of the experience that they gained. They both played in really big games. Obviously, Norby started a big regional game for us. So, it's you can't replicate it in summer ball, but it's still just the fact that Colby went out and won the batting title. His team played in playoff games. They won the championship, right?
Yep.
Norby worked camps and was still around a bunch and got to mentor the freshmen, so he'll be looked on as a leader, and you'll have a bunch of little Ethan Norby fans running around because all the kids were always out there and eating it up. But no, they'll be good. They're obviously integral parts of the future of this program, and they're still young, so you'll be seeing them for a couple more years.
Both of you guys had bigger roles. Your roles increased as the year went on, but especially you, Colby, obviously going to the mound late in the year. Was talking about that with Danny earlier, and he said a lot of it was necessity when arms started going down and everything. But was that in the plans for you to get on the mound? Like, was that something you were talking about during the season that, hey, end of the year we might need you? Or was it, hey, we need you because we don't have any pitchers?
It was just pretty much a we need you.
Yeah.
But we had scrimmages. We'd scrimmage during the spring, and I threw mostly every week and when I could. So, I mean, it was really kind of we need you and just go out there.
Well, it looked as if you had been preparing for it the way you pitched. But how about the plans moving forward? Are you a two-way guy now? Or
Yes, sir. Still two-way.
All right. So what's your role heading into 2025?
Playing, corner infielders and just trying to close games and just fill up the zone when I'm in pitching.
There you go. And Ethan, for you, once again, Danny just mentioned you've already pitched in big-time moments here. So your role as a starter, I guess, will be even increased even more next year.
Yes, sir.
Is that the plan anyway?
It is. Just keep working hard, just building relationships with new guys, stuff like that.
I always ask pitchers now, like, do you miss hitting?
Not really. Not at all, actually.
Were you not a great hitter?
I was fine.
He was
fine.
Way better hitter than a lot of the pitchers on the staff we have are. So
Yeah, but I just didn't like it the same as pitching. It was never the same.
All right. And Colby, you don't want to be a full-time pitcher because you won't get to hit, right? So
Right.
you want to keep that bat in your hand.
Yeah, he doesn't like associating with us. It's fine.
What's fall ball like so far? You guys are out there working, right? So
Yes, sir.
tell us what you're up to right now.
We just been doing a lot of indie stuff the first couple weeks. We started full team practice like a week ago. And then this weekend we'll start scrimmages.
So we got Pitt Community College
Yes,
I know,
sir.
coming up. Who else you scrimmaging?
App State.
Okay.
We're going to App State.
All right. When are those games?
App State's October 12th. Yeah. And then
I'm
I
not sure when Pitt
think Pitt State or Pitt Community College is a week after that.
So you're starting the inter squad scrimmages going on here?
Yeah.
Purple Gold World Series. When's that coming up?
First or second week in November.
All right, so still a ways to go before we get there, but a lot of fall. Like, what is this time of year? I like to ask, like, what's your favorite or least favorite times of the year? Because baseball is year round for you guys. So where does this fall ball rank?
It's hard, but
all right, I can say it because this part sucks. This indie part is terrible.
Why is that?
There's nothing to do. It is so boring. You're not practicing together. The pitchers just do their pitchers thing. The hitters just do their hitters thing. You lift, you meet. That's it. It's so boring, and there's 2 months of it.
That's Danny talking, not Colby or Ethan.
I can say that now, but it's terrible.
When is the mission week portion? Is that
like
December?
right before
Yeah,
Thanksgiving.
that's like right before
November.
Thanksgiving.
Okay.
But once scrimmages pick up, it gets a lot better and a lot more enjoyable, and the guys get to actually interact and practice with each other. So
Yeah. Ethan, as far as throwing goes, so how much throwing did you do this summer while you were around here?
I took about 3-4 weeks off, then got right back into it. Been throwing bullpens, since August, I think. So this first weekend will be pretty fun. Get back out there against live hitters.
Good deal. What have you worked on? Did you work on adding a pitch or just perfecting what you already do?
A little bit of both. Adding the changeup. Showed it a little bit last year. Definitely was not good, but still needed to work. And me and AK have been getting after it with that, and then just refining the other stuff.
Colby, how do you kind of split your time? You want to get better on the mound, but also you want to get in the cage. So how tough is that?
Well, I'm actually throwing a pin tomorrow, but we're trying to work in more in the bullpen, get more pitches, and just kind of not necessarily split it evenly, but try and get as much work in as possible.
Right. How many pitches do you throw?
3 right now.
They
Fastball, slider, and a cutter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ethan, how about your arsenal?
4 or 5, depending on how the fastball's moving that day.
What do you got?
4-seam, 2-seam, cutter, slider, changeup.
What is the difference between a 4-seam and a 2-seam?
One runs a lot. That's the 2-seam, and then 4-seam rides.
Okay.
Stays true.
Danny, can you teach these guys some arm angles? No. Anybody want to go a little side arm? Or?
They're way better off than I was. They don't need 2 arm angles. They're good with 1.
We always make the joke about dropping down a little bit.
Yeah, I'm sure that. Yeah, I was very bad. That's why I needed 2 arm slots. They don't need it because they're good enough. So
Ethan, you knew somewhat what you were getting into, becoming a Pirate, playing ball here due to, of course, Connor. But who else was going after you? Were there any other options coming out of school for you?
UNCG was my first offer. Had Carolina, Liberty, Georgia Southern, a couple other schools, but I committed 20 minutes after my meeting with Coach Godwin.
All right.
It was usually goes.
Yeah. He's a good salesman, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. How tough was Cliff Godwin after that sales meeting that he got you in? Because is it a different guy when you get out there and
I don't
practice?
think so.
Same guy?
It is the same guy. You're gonna get the same Coach G every single day.
All right. Colby, how about you? Who was recruiting you?
I had State and ECU, but I grew up knowing Seth Cadell. I grew up knowing him and kind of wanted to follow him, so I always kind of wanted to go to ECU.
I remember him from, was he Dirtbags or Canes?
He was Canes.
Okay.
Yeah, he was
I
Canes.
saw a Dirtbags versus Canes game. Gavin was on one of those teams, but he didn't pitch in the games I saw. But I remember Cadell's name out there. Where did you guys play as far as did you guys do the showcase ball?
Yeah, I played for Canes and South Charlotte Panthers last year. So
How about you, Ethan?
I was with the NC Baseball Academy for 14 to 16, and then Dirtbags my last year.
There you go. All right. Johnny says, congrats, Colby, on your Valley League championship. What was behind you changing your number to 10 for the upcoming season?
well, my brother was number 10 throughout high school, and my favorite player is also Chipper Jones. So
There you go.
Kind of wanted to get back into number 10.
Braves fan?
I am.
Man, they need to do something here these last couple
rough.
weeks. Rough year. Ethan, are you a Marlins fan?
I guess I have to be, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Any behind the scenes on that? We talked about it from Connor's standpoint. He's going from a very good organization in the Orioles to, I don't know about the Marlins. But he gets to play every day. Yeah. He gets to freaking rake. So, personally, good move for him. But how's he feeling? I know you talked to him, right?
Yeah, it's similar to what you said. Like, it's tough going from such a good team like the Orioles are and how much they've developed him. But he's getting to play every day, and that's what he wants to do.
You said, he got to talk to Freddie?
Yeah, Freddie, Harper. Harper's been his, idol.
Really?
So that was pretty cool for him.
That's got to be cool. You get the first base hit, and then there's this guy you've watched play for 10 years.
Yeah.
And a little starstruck.
It's the hardest he's ever tried to get a base hit in his life, I'm sure.
He could have stretched it to a double, but he stayed on first, so
I
he
think
could talk.
It was the opposite. It was Harper was on third talking to Connor.
There you go.
That's so cool.
He was waiting for him. Hey, come to me. There you go. Skip says, do you feel like you learned a lot playing travel ball? There's like a big, what's good? Legion, travel. There's so many options, just your high school ball. But do you feel like it was beneficial for you guys to play on those teams? We'll start with you.
I think high school ball is where you really learn how to play the game. And then travel ball is where you get recruited and get seen by a coach and stuff like that.
Yeah. Colby, how about you?
I think the same way. Every once in a while you have coaches in travel ball that, want to help you develop a little bit, but most of the time it's just go out there and play.
Right.
High school, they're with you every day.
And high school, you're with your buddies.
Yeah.
There's a fun part of it too. So it's almost completely different, I guess. Danny, what were your favorite days playing ball? Favorite
Little League.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
the glory days.
I mean, discounting being here, obviously, but
Yeah.
100% Little League. Little League was so much fun back in the day.
Were you a dominant Little League player? Did you draw bombs too?
No, I couldn't. I mean, I was like an average hitter, but
Yeah.
there was actually kind of a cool story when I was playing rec basketball. Like right before I got to high school, my dad was on the board of directors, I guess, at the Little League, and he was like, found out that you were the first pick in the draft every single year when you were little, and I was like, why? I don't know. I didn't think I was that good, but it's just cool because you look back and it's seeing where everybody was and who you thought was going to go to the major leagues. And
definitely.
And then it's just crazy to look back.
I still remember the Barry Bonds or Babe Ruth of my Little League.
It's
His
crazy.
name was Ron Davenport.
unreal.
He was a great player. I don't know what ended up happening to him. I think he was a decent player when he got older, but that is funny to think about.
I mean, there was a kid that grew up around Norby and I that he played, I think he was my age. but he was the same size he is now as he was when he was like 12, and he was just hitting balls on like the shacks out in left field, and he did end up getting drafted. I don't know if he's playing anymore, but it's just like looking back, it's just those kids that are just like 6'5", 240 at 12 years old. It's like
whole nailers.
Like, what are you eating? What are you feeding these kids?
Colby, did you play any other sports growing up?
I did. I played basketball entire life, and that's it. Basketball.
Were you
I
good?
did attempt to play football 8th grade year, but
not for you.
I wasn't any good.
How good were you at basketball?
I was all right.
Yeah,
nothing special.
All right.
No.
How about you, Ethan?
Played a little basketball growing up, but
Point guard?
Yes. Yes.
Just a guess.
No.
Just a guess.
Yes.
Who's better at basketball, you or Connor?
Definitely Connor.
Who's better? If y'all had, let's say, 10 ABs, what would happen in those 10 ABs you pitching to Connor?
That's tough.
Should I have Danny answer? He looks like he knows the answer. What's Connor hitting? 400? Here? Come on, man.
Probably like 600. Let's be real.
I think he gets a
2 Ks?
No.
Dude, he hit a bomb off Aaron Nola the other day. You think he's striking out to his brother? Like, what?
Okay, all right.
What are you talking about?
I might be getting his head though. It might work.
Just
a
you
little
could
bit.
throw at him.
Yeah.
Look, he can try that. I don't know.
What were the battles like? So how much older is he?
4.5. 4.5 years.
So were you always like trying to play with his buddies and stuff?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
Got pushed to the side a little bit, but you know.
Jamie says Ethan has a free place to stay in Miami, South Beach. Not bad.
True. I appreciate it. Heck yeah.
That's better than Baltimore probably.
A little bit.
Yeah, I'll take that. All right. Let's see. Anything else for the guys? Danny, anything I should ask these guys? We'll be talking to them kind of throughout the fall. I wanted to get to know them a little bit today.
Yeah, sure. It's a good time to get to know them in the offseason, just to kind of get the people that are tired of our football team losing the baseball fix that they want. But no, it's good to get to know these guys on a different level, kind of passing the torch from JC and me and whoever else. So
Who else did we talk to last year? Wyatt?
yeah, I mean, you talked. Wyatt didn't. But yeah.
Wyatt got. Hey, I heard Colby was going to be a challenge, but we're going to get some words out of him. Hey, Dixon was tough when we first started.
Yeah, and Dixon's great now. I listened to it the other day.
So, and I heard Ethan was everything I heard about you was you talk a lot more than Connor.
I do. I'm a lot more energetic than he ever was.
Connor was kind of tough to get some words out of.
Yeah.
At times. But appreciate y'all being here. What do you think about the 2-1 Pirates? Can we win at Liberty Saturday?
It's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
I know it's a sold-out stadium from what I've heard.
Yeah.
They got a good team. I know that.
That they do.
I'm really not sure. I really.
Fair enough.
How good is Liberty?
They've won 15 straight regular season games. Yeah. So they're not used to losing.
They played Oregon last year in the bowl game.
That one didn't go well for them.
No.
That was their one loss in that streak.
It's hard for those Group of 5 teams to play those big boys.
Jamie, I didn't run through the whole list, but he says McChrystal, of course. How could I forget? Ryan McChrystal's still talking
chatterbox
somewhere around here. He will talk to anybody. You keeping up with these guys, DB? How are your old teammates doing? And I guess are they done now with ball?
Some of them are still down. Like I know Ryan's still in Arizona. Shank is back home. Trey is moving in with me Saturday. Carter's moving in with me Monday. But yeah, everybody's doing good. Shank was going to have to go to a camp that he doesn't have to go to anymore, which is cool for him.
Jacob Jenkins Coward is now a fifth quarter caller on Pirate Radio.
JC is going to be a fifth quarter guy here in a couple of weeks. But no, he's back in Greensboro in his hometown. But yeah, no, everybody's doing good. Everybody's healthy, so everybody's in a good spot.
Danny just dropped a little nugget there for the Army game. Our fifth quarter panel is going to consist of Clip Rock, Caden Norman, Danny Beal, and Jacob Jenkins Coward. We'll be taking your calls.
Laying the hammer down.
After the ECU Army game. So one night only. That's going to be a fun one. Colby, Ethan, thank you all for joining us. Good luck out there this fall, and we'll catch up with you again soon.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you.